Men, and welcome to today's episode of Strong Men, Strong Marriages, Physical and Financial Strength in Marriage. So, this is part of the strength building series. Strong Men, Strong Marriages, that's what we're about, building strength across these areas. So, this is an important one, physical and financial strength. My name is Mike Frazier, MD. I'm a psychiatrist and marriage coach, and I help high achieving Christian men have more intimate marriages. So, some wins from guys in my program, the Strong Men, Strong Marriages program. Guys are having increased sexual intimacy. A lot of guys come in, their marriage is pretty good. The sex isn't where they want it to be. This particular gentleman, that was kind of his situation. And man, like able to grow that in amazing ways. And really the sexual intimacy piece is a symptom of other stuff that's happening. Typically mentally emotional intimacy isn't where it could be. Spiritual intimacy isn't where it could be when your sexual intimacy is off. So we work on all those elements, and then sexual intimacy becomes a really great part of a intimate marriage. So wives are expressing how grateful they are for their husband's changes. Man, I love hearing that. I love hearing from the wives that they're just impressed and so happy that their husbands have made these shifts. Love it. That's why I do what I do. Guys are being able to lose their judgment of their wives. A lot of us look as high achieving guys where we can be pretty judgmental of ourselves and others. But this particular gentleman, man, like he could have very easily been very judgmental of his wife in this situation. Instead was able to support her, be there for her, and she just came to him and really relied on him in that moment because he was solid and strong. So cool to see. For me, these past few weeks has been this concept of all good, which has let me let go of a lot of judgment. So, success, failure, hard work, laziness, a lot of times for me, I would vilify, those quote unquote negative things, laziness or failure. Oh, that's awful. That can't be part of it. Now I'm just seeing that's part of life. Sometimes we're lazy. Sometimes we fail, and that's fine. It's all good. It's all part of the human experience that God wants us to have. And that's let me be much less judgmental of myself. I just feel way more at peace. I'm a much better dad because of it, much better husband. So super powerful thing for me. So right now, what you might be trying for physical and financial strength, maybe you've kind of let your physical fitness slide a little bit. Maybe you've got a little bit of a gut. Maybe, you get winded easily. Maybe it just hasn't really been a priority. You've been too focused on work and other things. Another thing the guys will believe is that, the way to be more attractive to your wife is really to work on your physical strength. So get that six pack, build your muscles really big. Yeah, maybe if I do that, my wife will be attracted to me. Turns out that's not super important to most women. We'll get into that. Sometimes maybe you're focused on making money to be more attractive. Well, maybe if I make more, my wife will be more attracted to me, want to have sex with me more, appreciate me more, think I'm great if I make more money. Or maybe you're overspending to make your wife happy. We just had Christmas, and if you look back, you're like, man, I really did spend too much, more than really made sense. That can be a clue that maybe you're trying to, spend to be seen a certain way to make your wife happy, and just making not the best financial decisions because of that. So why doesn't this work? Look, women, they are attracted to strength, and that includes physical and financial strength. So physical fitness is part of that. But it's not really so much about the six pack or the big muscles or whatever. It's about having good energy, having vitality. The other thing too, for most women, it's really about grooming and hygiene versus big muscles. So I surveyed 500 Christian wives. They were able to tell me what they found attractive, and basically 0 times did the idea of having big muscles or a six pack or whatever come up. Just was not there. But what did come up often was this idea of looking good and smelling good. So looking good meaning dressing well, having your clothes fit, having your nose hairs not sticking out of your nose, that kind of thing. And then smelling good, right? So some cologne or deodorant, right? So you don't stink. Makes sense. But for me, it was a surprise that those were kind of the main things women were looking for. in terms of physical attractiveness. The other thing, as far as finances, your wife probably does care. She wants to be able to have a good living. She wants to be able to do things together, but probably she cares more about you just being around, being available. So if you find yourself really working really hard, being away from your family a lot, so you can provide a really great living, maybe you're missing the point. I just had the chance to go to a really cool workshop a couple weeks ago and met a lot of great men there. But I was just talking to a guy this morning, and he gets to associate with a lot of guys with a lot of money, really high net worth, millions of dollars, billions of dollars in some cases. And what these guys shared with him is, man, like, if I could go back, I would change it, because they'd spent so much time building wealth, and they did it. They built a lot of wealth, but they miss those opportunities with their wife and their kids when they, you don't get that back. You don't get that time back. So if you find yourself overly focused on finances, look, it's important. We need to provide for our families. We want to provide a good living. But if you're overly focused and missing out, it's probably not going to be worth it in the long run. And it's not really what your wife wants. She would rather, for the most part, have you around, especially, look, we kind of are doing these in sequence, right? If you've built spiritual, mental, emotional strength, yeah, she's going to want to be around you. If you haven't, maybe she prefers you at work, but we want to build those other strengths. Overspending, it's also a mosquito cycle move. Typically, we want to be seen as, really doing a lot for our wives, and then we want her attention, appreciation, affection, and sex back for doing that. When we don't get it, we get mad. So just be aware of that, careful of that. So what do we need to do instead? So instead, what we want to do is we want to take care of our bodies for energy and longevity. Okay, that's what we're going for, because we care about our bodies. As part of my program, we do have accountability each day for doing some kind of physical exercise. That's not really my area of expertise, but there's lots of workout programs out there. But overall, doing physical exercise, it's a huge benefit for mental health. It's a huge benefit, obviously, for physical health and just energy. It'll make you a better man, better husband, father, to do some physical exercise each day. The biggest key I would tell you for physical exercise is just to choose something that you enjoy and that you think you'll actually keep doing. So maybe you've heard, oh yeah, I need to run, but maybe you hate running. And so it's probably not the best thing for you to choose. Or I should lift weights, but you hate lifting weights. Like, don't do it. There's lots of different kinds of exercises out there. Choose one that seems interesting, that seems fun. Maybe you want to go do some boxing because that sounds fun. Go do that, right? That's great exercise. Maybe you really like to run. Go run. Okay. Just do something that works for you. Maybe you just want to dance. Do some dancing, right? It's good exercise. Okay. Just do something that doesn't seem awful whenever you think about doing it. And that'll increase your chance of following through. If you are wanting to lose some weight, diet over exercise for sure. Doing physical exercise will help, but for weight loss, it's really more about what you're eating, the amounts you're eating. Eating healthy foods, eating smaller portions. That's going to be the key, a lot more than increasing your exercise. Exercise will burn off a certain number of calories. Let's say 500 calories for an hour of running. It's about what it is. It's really easy to eat 500 calories though. So, it's diet over exercise. So just if you're wanting to lose weight, lose fat, that's the thing. The other thing, choose clothes that fit you well and learn a little bit about style. So, this is something I'm currently working on. My wife and I just went and bought some new clothes at Nordstrom Rack, which was fun. Something I'd avoided a lot, but fun. I wear these polos a lot. They fit me well. I like how they feel. They're good, but I'm also looking to kind of upgrade my own style. You've seen maybe a couple videos where I'm wearing a jacket. What I find is, it seems like most well-dressed guys, they're wearing layers, like they've got jackets, things like that. I mean, this is my level of fashion sense right now, is just like that. So I'm not the guy to follow for that either, but look around at magazines or whatever, and just notice what well-dressed guys are dressing like. But fitting, a good fit, really important, right? And then smelling good, wear some cologne, make sure you're wearing deodorant, that kind of thing. Then just having a good financial plan as far as financial strength, a good plan and sticking to it. Hey, I want to save this percent. I really like the book Profit First, that just has set percentages, especially if you own your own business. Income kind of fluctuates month to month. And so when you say, okay, like this percent goes to savings, this percent goes to donations, it's really a good, effective way to do that. The other thing, guys, is just, man, money, it's useful, it's important. It gives you freedom to do things, but man, like really choose to use that money to create memories with your family, to create time freedom for yourself to spend time. My oldest is 17 right now, and he's not going to be in the house much longer. He's a senior this year, and just starting to realize how important it is to put in those moments and put in that time. So yeah, like make each day count, be around. Don't get so lost in making the money that you lose opportunities to connect. So yeah, like make the money, absolutely make as much as you can, and make sure you're using that money to create memories and create time that you guys can have together. And like make sure you've built your spiritual, mental, emotional strength, your communication skills, so that that time that you have is positive, is creating a good memory instead of a negative memory. Or else, because if you can't, yeah, I mean, you might as well be at work. If you're just going to be home being judgmental and critical and mad at your family, you might as well not be there. But build those strengths, right? Build those strengths, spiritual, mental, emotional strength. Be a guy that they want to be around, that wants to be around them. Okay. Also, I recommend learning a little bit about fighting and shooting. So for fighting, I like Target Focused Training by Tim Larkin. It really talks about targeting certain areas of the body that create certain responses. Shooting, tons of stuff out there, but being able to defend your family physically feels good to you, and it is strong and attractive. So why is this important? Why does this work? So taking care of your body just feels better. You're showing that you matter. You're showing that you care about your energy, and yeah, just like tons of benefits for mood, tons of benefits for health, longevity, all that. So just you're going to be in a better spot if you're doing regular physical exercise. When your mood's better, your energy's better, you're going to be a better husband and father. That's just the bottom line. Being stronger, it is more attractive. Physical strength, it does matter. Financial strength, it does matter. So make sure you're doing things that build those strengths. Remember, with finances, use them to provide memories, create time that you can spend with your family versus just focusing so hard on the money. Real wealth, in my opinion, it's great relationships and great memories with loved ones. That's real wealth. Does extra money give you different opportunities that maybe you wouldn't have? Could you go travel somewhere that maybe you couldn't if you didn't have as much money? Absolutely. So yeah, do that. Make as much as you can. But at the end of the day, like even if you look back on your own growing up, probably the trips, yeah, they're great. Like I'm thinking back on my own, they're great memories. But also there's those little moments, playing catch with my dad and mom, just having those little moments of connection matter even more. So if you're away all the time, you can't create those trying to make money versus being home with your kids and family and being intentional about that. So keep that as the focus. So what skills do you need to do this, to actually take care of yourself? You do need some self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem, or else you won't prioritize taking care of yourself. You need management of your thoughts. Okay, when you don't feel like going to the gym, or you don't feel like going for your run or walk or yoga or whatever, again, something that you kind of like will be more effective for you. You need to manage your thoughts. You need to be able to manage your thoughts and your emotions to be able to, continue with your commitment, even on the days you don't quite feel like it, saying, okay, well, I'm more committed to the result than I am to, feeling comfortable in this moment. It takes emotional strength to commit to and follow through on finances. Okay, that's a big mental and emotional strength issue if you're overspending or not sticking to your plan. Okay. You need communication skills to be able to talk with your wife about mainly the financial piece, right? Explaining, okay, here's our goals, here's what we're working on, let's work together on this. Um, yeah, communication skills with yourself, maybe to commit to your exercise and diet program, and kind of explain to your family, hey, here's my diet and exercise plan. Appreciate your help with that. So you learn all this in Strong Men, Strong Marriages. So this is not the biggest focus of our program, but again, we do ask people to commit to daily exercise because of the mental health benefits. We don't talk a lot about finances in the program, but as men and as business owners, professionals, right? It's important and it's something that's on our mind, and we want to be wise with that. So, come and learn. But again, the biggest thing with finances and with your diet and exercise, really, it's a mental and emotional battle, right? And so, when you get really good at managing your thoughts and emotions, it becomes much easier to commit to a diet and exercise plan, to commit to a financial plan, and stick to it. It's a mental and emotional thing. Yeah, of course, you need to learn strategies with that are effective, but kind of the bigger deal is the mental and emotional strength, which we'll learn in Strong Men, Strong Marriages. So come apply to join. We'd love to have you. Visit strongmen.io, fill out the application, and that's strongmen.io. Click work with me, fill out an application. We'll get back to you with your best next steps. We'd love to have you as part of our crew of men who are becoming strong men, creating strong marriages, setting that legacy for their families. All right, men, stay strong. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year coming up, and we will see you on the next episode. Stay strong, men. Take care.